In 2 Corinthians 12:7-10, Paul recounts a personal struggle he faced. To keep him humble after receiving great revelations from God, he was given a thorn in the flesh, a form of suffering, described as a messenger of Satan to torment him. Despite pleading with the Lord 3 times to remove it, God's response was, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Paul then declares that he will boast gladly in his weaknesses so that Christ's power may rest upon him. He concludes that he takes pleasure in hardships, insults, and difficulties for the sake of Christ, because when he is weak, then he is strong. The importance of this lesson to Christians. 1. Humility in blessings. Paul's thorns served to prevent pride. Christians can learn that God allows certain challenges to remind them of their dependence on Him rather than their own abilities or achievements. God's grace is sufficient. The passage teaches believers that God's grace is enough to sustain them, even in the face of ongoing struggles. Strength is found not in the absence of weakness, but in relying on God's power. 3. Purpose in suffering. Trials are not meaningless. God can use suffering to deepen faith, cultivate character, and demonstrate His power through human frailty. 4. Strength through weakness. True strength comes from surrendering to God. When Christians acknowledge their limitations, they invite God's strength to work in and through them. 5. Endurance and faith. Paul's example encourages believers to trust God's wisdom and timing, even when He does not remove the sources of pain or difficulty immediately. Faith grows through perseverance. This story reminds Christians that suffering and challenges are opportunities to experience God's power and grace, ultimately deepening their relationship with Him.